So this is our design thinking project, and we did 4 different projects. So the way that we've set it out is in coloured squares. So Cassie is a Year 7 teacher, so her square is blue. I'm green, Year 6 teacher. James is a Year 4-5 teacher, his squares are red. And Catherine's squares are yellow, and she's a grade 4 teacher. So that just sort of helps you. That's how we got all 4 into one presentation as we went along.
Is it automatic? So you've
okay. So problems our students uncovered.
So in grade 7, our problem was how to make multiplication fun.
Grade 6, we looked at how we could read more.
In 4-5, we looked at what features a new planet would have to sustain human life.
In Year 4, Pluto has been reclassified as a dwarf planet. One day will this happen to Earth? So 4 very different subjects, questions, epicness.
So what ideas did they come up with to solve the problems?
So initially we did some do's and don'ts, and my kids first of all said, no rotations, we hate rotations. But then at the end they decided they wanted rotations, but it was all using their resources that they were going to create. And they also wanted to create a blog to share with other teachers, so therefore kids start a new generation of learning multiplication in our school.
In Year 6, because we were looking at how might we read more, we went along the idea of secret spaces. We don't have any in the school, so how secret spaces could help. Whoop, sorry. Who are we solving the problems for?
So in my classroom, students and the teachers in our school.
Students and teachers.
Students, future generations, we looked at designing spacesuits and spacecraft to go to Planet X.
And mine was for the students. I gave them the topic and they decided what they wanted to design and how they wanted to present their knowledge. So I had one group treasure hunt, one doing a museum, one doing a outdoor game where they had to display their knowledge as well. Had a ball game, and the girls designed the script.
And these are our key points for each grade.
So our key point in my room was stepping back, not taking control, and that was really difficult. I did have to at one point, but it started to get a little bit out of hand in time, so I did have to, rein them back in. But initially, stepping back and letting the students take the reins and where they wanted it to go. Do I keep talking?
Key point for Year 6, because we were looking at how we might read more, and at our school our NAPLAN results aren't as high as they could be in reading. So for us it was creating empathy, because the problem was how might we read more, but the kids at first were like, oh well, whatever. And it was a real problem in how do we create empathy so that the kids actually care about the project and want to do it. So we spent a lot of time on that, in that phase, and we were in a deep, deep trough at one stage.
For 4-5, definitely for me, stepping back and letting the students take control. I still have to do a bit better of a job that next time, because I like to have everything structured and down the middle. So it was really difficult letting the children take control in what they wanted to do, and they went off on a bit of a tangent. So again, put the teacher tilt on it, brought them back in for different ideas, and yeah, that was the really difficult point for me, to step back and let them do everything rather than taking advice all from me.
Mine is the same sort of thing, knowing when was the right time to tilt. I had 5 very different groups with 5 very different results that they were wanting to produce. Some groups got in, had planned down to a T what they wanted to do and how they're going to do it, whereas I had one group of girls who wanted to do this amazing script, but in the end I had to sit down, look at what they'd done and actually help them write it, because it was just going way too big, or it wasn't small enough, and they're concentrating on the costumes instead of the script. So knowing when to tilt and when not to.
So what was the hardest element that we had to overcome for each of us?
So mine was completion. The kids wanting to do it. They wanted to do it in the end every day, and so they were I think they were dragging it out, in a sense.
Mine, as I said before, was empathy. I really found that difficult, finding the empathy.
Yeah, definitely. Letting go. Let them take control rather than always taking the advice and the structure from me.
In time, I had a time constraint which I ended up having to extend because I didn't think they'd given the task the right amount of epicness.
What would we do next differently?
So I would be more strict. I come up with a timetable, pop design thinking into it, and let the kids know when it is, and that's when we're doing it, and stick to that time. so we don't get carried away.
I'd try and delegate a bit more with things like the blog. I probably did a little bit too much of that when the kids could really be doing it, but I just needed to move it on and get it done.
Yeah, just let go, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. And when you did let go, I saw that the children were able to do a lot more things, which was great.
Where to next? One of the things was we were looking at the idea of secret spaces within, or different learning spaces, and one was secret spaces in the school, and we have identified it, and we thought all of us could maybe direct that as a new design thinking project to take it further next year.
As my last one was general capabilities rather than maybe a curriculum content question. Like mine was curriculum based, whereas theirs was sort of a life skill, a general capability that we could do throughout the school and the teachers and students can get involved. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Fantastic.